90 minutes or so, so we're seeing a lot more traffic into the medical tent, but the good news is none of those appear to be too serious, just I think overcome by the heat coming down the stretch here on Boylston Street. For now, Ken McLeod on Boylston. Let's toss it back up to you guys.
All right, and it is a beautiful day, and among those runners, several of our colleagues, members of our WBZ family crossing the finish line, including our chief meteorologist, Eric Fisher, and Paul Burton.
It was a really nice moment. Eric, this is his first marathon. He's trained so hard to run it, the first Boston Marathon he's run, but Paul Burton is a seasoned vet. This guy's run so many Boston Marathons, but when they came across the line, they were holding hands and raised their hands up and came across. It was a great moment, and our Paul Evan caught up with them right after they came across.
It was perfect. It was a little warm, but no major complaints, and just to see all the crowds out there. I mean, I don't know how anyone could run anywhere else after you do a Boston Marathon, because every inch of this course is full of people, and they're all cheering for you. They all know your name, and I got to say, you know, I'm a new guy. In Boston news, you're a new guy or gal until you've been here for 10 years. And so many people were shouting out encouragement around the course, and that means so much. And it just helps you get through a really tough race.
And every night during commercial breaks, we kept asking Eric, how you doing? How's the training? He said, I'll be happy when this is over. Some of those tapering and the 20-mile, that really took its toll.
But it sounds as if today the crowd really lifted him up, and just about everybody else on this course. As we go to break, I want to show you one of those iconic landmarks in Boston, the Citgo sign, a beacon for so many of these runners. It means they're close and that they're in Kenmore Square. We'll be back right after this.
The character of a champion includes overcoming adversity. And in last year's marathon, Lisa DeCisa was the champion. DeCisa felt touched by the tragedy, and he wanted to bring the champion's medal and present it back to the city of Boston. He came back to present that most cherished of symbols to a city that had shown the resilience of a champion. His way of saying, we're all champions, we all share this.
You deserve more. At Plymouth Rock Assurance, we believe in giving you more. More than what you might expect from a typical insurance company. Receive a claim check on the spot from our Crash Busters team, which can come directly to you. You're busy. With our door-to-door valet claim service, you can get your car repaired without interrupting your busy day. How about a free one-time cab ride when you feel it would be unsafe to drive? Ask your local independent agent how you can get more. More than just insurance. Plymouth Rock Assurance.
Kevin White from Bolton, Mass., and I'm running for the Greg Hill Foundation. Last April 15th, my parents and I were standing at the finish line and were critically injured in the first bombing. My father lost his right leg, and my mom and I were hospitalized for days. When I cross the finish line this year, it'll be a range of emotions, mostly of redemption. Last year, I was on the ground at the finish line, and this year I'll be running across it. It's been great training with the foundation, and I can't thank them enough for what they've done for our family.
They may be sore, they may have blisters, but they can celebrate the fact that they have completed a journey that's 26.2 miles, the running of the Boston Marathon, which if you're a marathon runner, this is the one to stick in your cap and say, I did it.
Nothing beats this.
And this weather you couldn't beat.
No, especially for spectators. Maybe a little warm for runners after the cold winter we had, but Barry Burbank, talk about a glorious spring day. This was it.
Yeah, no question, Lisa and Jonathan. This was perfection out there today, no question about it. We actually had a sea breeze, but it didn't really penetrate that far inland. Right along the immediate coast, it was chilly and still is over Cape Cod and the south coastal areas and up along the Maine coast, too. But Boston, it just barely penetrated a little bit, almost to Boylston Street to the finish line, and then it just went back to a southerly wind, and that's what we have now, a freshening southerly wind up to 15 miles an hour or so. And look at the temperatures off to the west. west of us, so it's actually going to be a little bit warmer in some spots tomorrow than what we had today. The forecast for tonight, partly cloudy, not as cool, down to about 50 in Boston, maybe 40 in the coldest outlying suburbs, so an average of about 45. The wind will drop off a little bit. It's a little brisk right now. High temperatures tomorrow, only 60 on the main coast, 68 to almost 70 in Boston. We'll have a rather brisk southerly wind, so that means Cape Cod will once again be cooler in the 50s, but just to the north and west of Boston, between 70 and 74 degrees. So we have high pressure moving off. That helped to give a little bit of a sea breeze, but for the most part, it was a tailwind today and a crosswind at times. This frontal boundary is on the approach, and that's going to give us some showers, but probably not until tomorrow evening. So we get through most of tomorrow with some